For 2,000 years, the greatest minds in theology have wrestled with 7 questions that cut to the foundation of reality. How does uncreated light become material creation? Why does Elohim write the days before they exist? Is the body designed to contain divine light? What is darkness? How does light function as witness? What is the silver cord, the interface between domains? And how does the second atom differ from the first regarding light? Palamas, Aquinas, Augustine, Calvin, Barth, Wright, every one of them offered answers. Every answer required philosophical frameworks imported from outside the text. Essence and energies, participation metaphysics, privation theory, middle knowledge. What if the scriptures already had their own answers? My name is Dallas James. This is the Royal Levitical Priesthood Ministry, and I'm going to show you what 7 Shield Protocol 14.0 draws, 700 prayer-guided random verses, actually declared, all statistically confirmed, all pointing in the same direction. Question 1. How does uncreated light become the substrate of material creation without ceasing to be what it is? Palamas said, through the distinction between essence and uncreated energies. Aquinas said, through participation, finite likenesses of infinite perfections. Maximus said, through the logoi and the logos. The scriptures said, through a father speaking to his sons. Lead verse. Then our dad said, return and buy us a little food. The father speaks. The sons return. Material provision flows from obedience to the word. Then Deuteronomy 8. Man lives by every word from the mouth of YHWH. Where theologians needed philosophical apparatus, the scriptures gave a family. The light doesn't diminish into matter. It commands, and matter appears. The mechanism is covenantal, not ontological. For 0.16 sigma, extreme anomaly, threshold crossed. Question 2. Why does Elohim write the days before they exist? Psalm 139, verse 16. 1,600 years of debate. Augustine's predestination. Calvin's decree. Molina's middle knowledge. Barth's Christocentric election. The scriptures ignored all of it. They opened with a wave offering. You will take the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration and wave it before YHWH, and it will be your portion. The book of Psalm 139, verse 16, is not a metaphysical decree. It is inheritance law. The days are not fate. They are covenant allotments. The Father assigns priestly portions before the offering is waved. 28 direct textual hits in one draw, the highest of the session. 3.70 sigma. Extreme anomaly. Question 3. Is the human body designed as a container for divine light? Irenaeus said the glory of God is a living man. The Hesychast said the body directly participates in uncreated light. John Paul II said the body alone makes visible what is invisible. The scriptures said yes, but added a temporal architecture the theologians missed. Lead verse. In the 10th month, first day, the tops of the mountains appeared. Revelation after concealment. The body becomes a visible container of light at the appointed time of uncovering, connecting directly to the shroud, where the image appears at resurrection, not during life. And the draw showed a shift. The spirit upon Simeon in the Old Covenant becomes the mindset on the Spirit, which is life and peace in the New. For 0.16 sigma. Question 4, and this one stunned me. What is darkness ontologically? Augustine said absence of good. The rabbis said a positive creation. Gregory of Nyssa said divine superabundance. Barth said rejected nothingness. The scriptures return 0 direct textual hits. 0. The corpus refused to give darkness ontological standing by naming it. Instead, it showed the anointed passing through wilderness, night, hedge paths, and a command, do not remain in the night. Darkness is not a substance, not absence, not a category. It is a domain you pass through. The 0 DTH result is the answer. The scriptures will not dignify darkness with its own definition because it has no standing worthy of naming. 3.70 sigma. Strong anomaly. Question 5. How does light function as witness? connecting Emphanizo in John 14, verse 21 to the arm of light and the shroud. Pannenberg said revelation is history. Moltmann said revelation is the cross. The Scriptures said revelation is Pentecost. Lead verse. Acts 2. Suddenly there came a sound from the skies as of a rushing violent wind, and it filled all the house. Sudden, pervasive, filling the forensic chamber. 5 functions emerged: sudden manifestation, convergent witnesses, discriminative revelation, covenantal context, and appointed season timing. The arm of light on September 5th, 2019 follows the identical pattern. Sudden, waking, filling the room, opening to Isaiah 53 verse 1. To whom has the arm of YHWH been revealed? GDI p-value, 8.95 times 10 to the negative 8th. Threshold crossed. Question 6. The silver cord of Ecclesiastes 12 verse 6. The interface between the physical and transphysical. The rabbis said spinal cord. Matthew Henry said the bond between soul and body. Wright refused to name the mechanism. Jackson proposed VUV radiation. The Scriptures named it. Exodus 26. For pillars of acacia wood overlaid with gold, upon the 4 sockets of silver. The silver sockets of the tabernacle. The foundation holding the curtain between the holy place and the Holy of Holies. That is the silver cord. The covenantal architecture holding the partition between domains. When removed, the face radiates light, and the servants see his face with his name on their foreheads and no curse anymore. The mechanism is the tabernacle itself. P-value, 1.15 times 10 to the negative 8th. Final question: how does the second Adam's transphysical existence differ from the first? Irenaeus said recapitulation. Athanasius said deification. The Orthodox said garments of light restored. The Scriptures said, "Yet they are your people and your covenant inheritance, that you brought out by your mighty power and by your stretched out arm." The stretched out arm. The first Adam received life within the garden. The second Adam is the power that brings a people out and into inheritance. His light proceeds from YHWH himself. The first things departed. This draw produced the highest Segula reading of the session, 240%. The Father marking his treasured possession at the moment of maximum distinction. And that stretched out arm echoes the arm of light, the theophanic encounter, the second Adam bringing his people out of the old into the new. Threshold crossed. 7 questions, 700 verses, all between 3.70 and 4.16 sigma. 4 reaching threshold crossed at 90% convergence. All affirmative. The discovery: the Scriptures answer every one of these questions covenantally, where the theologians answered ontologically. The text doesn't ask, what is light's nature? It asks, what is light's covenant? Not, what is darkness? But how long do you stay in it? Not, what is the mechanism? But who holds the partition and what happens when he removes it? The Scriptures don't need philosophy. They have their own language: covenant, tabernacle, priesthood, portion, arm, face, name, and it is more precise than anything Palamas, Aquinas, Barth, or Wright ever produced. The Father is speaking. The covenant stands. The light never ceases to be what it is. This is Dallas James. Royal Levitical Priesthood Ministry. Hearts 2 Fathers Publishing.